If A-Train goes in the store, right? I don't keep cash on me, so this is just a hypothetical. But I know this about A-Train. If I say, hey, can you run in there real quick? They got a $10 bag of sunflower seeds. I'm going to feed Sonny. You run in there and get the sunflower seeds. Here's a $100 bill, right?
Uh-huh.
What is A-Train handing me when she come back?
89 and change.
The sunflower seeds. Yo, it's the MalloryBros podcast, episode 242.
Yes,
Shout out to you. Back for another Tuesday. Shout out to the area of the Bahamas.
The Bahamas.
Turn up, man. Turn up. The Bahamas. I'm sure a lot of people have been to the Bahamas. Shout out to everybody who went to the Bahamas last year or this year.
You been there?
No. I'm just saying shout out to the people.
Didn't you go into a cruise to the Bahamas?
Nah, we went to the Cayman Island and we went to Jamaica.
Oh, that's my brother-in-law. That's my brother-in-law. My bad.
You actually look like a brother. You look like a bandit, boy. You look like you're getting ready to go garbage diving. He looks like he's getting ready to go on a...
Terry, let's not start that way.
Yeah,
That's why start that way. Why start that way? Let's start with love. Start with love. You haven't seen your brother in a minute.
I saw you yesterday.
Nigga, that was still a little bit. But big shout out to everybody from the Bahamas, in the Bahamas, traveling to the Bahamas, been to the Bahamas, haven't been there. Definitely on the bucket list, just 100%. As some should check it off type. Not like, oh my God, before I die, I need to go to the Bahamas.
That's for me.
Want to go and see it because, remember growing up, that was what people talked about a lot. We didn't hear a whole lot of like Cancun.
Nah.
Like the talked about thing was people was going to the, y'all could go to the Bahamas.
Yeah, I've never been to the Bahamas. I've never been to Cancun. I've never been to, like, Paris. I haven't been to so many places that I feel like people will be like, oh, you haven't been there? And it might not be so crazy, but I need to definitely check a lot of stuff off the bucket list.
It's places in the States that I haven't been that I want to go. I've never been to Houston. Never been to, well, I have been to Texas, but like, it's places I want to go that we have not been in the States.
Nah, yeah. I feel like I feel like when I get to go to these places, I'll be able to enjoy them more anyway. Like if you've been, I've been to Paris, but you went when you was 18. You went when you was 22.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Last time we was in LA.
You went sightseeing.
Last time we was in Hollywood and LA and shit, remember? We were like little.
Yeah, like we were looking around as tourists. I'm trying to actually go and be able to like come back with some shit or something. That's not whatever. That's just me being sick that I haven't been anywhere.
Sure. Hey, you be as much as you in airports. Well, y'all be making moves.
That's like you going to the train station to go home, bro. It's just an airport. But the way these motherfuckers are flying out the damn sky now,
you see that plane that was on fire. But you know what they said now? That's kind of scary. They said the news pages are getting more.
Yeah, but it's been happening. Boeing been having an issue for a minute.
They have, but you know what they're saying? They said news pages are starting to get, this is just in reference to if you're starting to see a lot more like, oh shit, something happened with this page. I'm sorry, something happened with this plane. They said the news pages are starting to like the engagement that they getting from reporting on like plane stuff. So now it's about to feel like an influx, but it's really just more reporting.
Yeah.
I forget what somebody had said something just to be on the lookout for that because now everybody everywhere is an opportunist.
Yeah.
Everybody looking for a way to come up, even if it's at the expense of you thinking it's way more shit going on than it really is.
Yeah, it's planes falling out the sky now. Yeah.
Weekend recap, I'll start. Took my son to not swim class. We went to the park this week. We got good weather days, and I was starting to feel like shit. You know, I was starting to feel like we in the crib with it. And it's like a hot day.
Like a nice day outside, yeah.
I'm sitting on it. I'm like, I can hear like out the window kids outside. I said, you know what? I'm about to take crew to the park. So I took him to this dope park that we know that we found when we was looking for a place. Took him to the park. He played. It was dope. He loved slides and swings and stuff. Not going to kid y'all out, but that was also an experience because once again, you're the fun. And them older kids are just zippy as fuck. Zippy is just too damn fast. Crew not really, But it was good to get him out. He had a good time. Big shout out to everybody that's District 9, Patreon. Vinland Saga is my next anime journey. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Watch the first 2 episodes. Those reactions up on Patreon if you haven't seen it. But that was dope this week. I wanted to do a premiere for that, but since Overnight Scenario was this past Saturday, too much going on. They said you gotta wait 24 hours. So I was like, damn, I just dropped it.
Yeah, and honestly, it's funny because the Overnight Scenario for a 4th episode, it was super chill this week. But like I said, there's certain things that I didn't want to talk about on there. I want to talk about on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, shout out to everybody that's tapped in. But yeah, first thing we can talk about is
the fight. That was Saturday. Okay, that was Saturday.
After the Overnight Scenario, I'm sure everybody watched the fight. It was Tank versus Lamont Roach. I don't know what light or what weight division they was in. First off, I felt like it was such a great fight, y'all. I figured anybody who watched that fight knew it was a great fight. Me and A-Train had it on the stream East.
Yeah, I was up. I had it on that too.
No shame in my game, bro.
I almost missed the fight. If Terrance always do the most clutch thing ever on fight night, which is whenever the main fight about to start, because he know I don't be watching the undercard or I might get tied up. Right before the main fight start, he don't even realize he always tells us, hey, the fight, to me and my dad, the fight about to start, so we can be like, bet. So I tapped in just as it was about to start.
Terrell always ding, ding, oh, I bet.
Mm-hmm. It was a good fight, though. It was a good fight.
It was a great fight. And y'all know Terrell root for Tank to lose every single time. So I said, bro, this not going to be one of them Tank fights where I feel like he going to get, like, the pressure that Terrell looking for. I said, but I want to see how good Roach looks because Roach from our area. Roach grew up in our hometown, believe it or not.
Yes, he did.
So I've always heard about him, but I would be lying if I said that I was super tapped in the boxing period to know about bro. The fight started, and I ain't even going to lie. This is just me being green to boxing, y'all. Roach go over to his corner. I said, all right, I can hear my city. You can hear his father talking to him. I'm hearing things that sound like my city, and I said, you know what? This is PG County against Baltimore. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it is.
And like when you go back to the old days of just DC versus Baltimore, it's really DC versus Baltimore. Let me say that, y'all. It's not PG County versus Baltimore. It's really DC versus Baltimore. Because he's repping DC, I should say that. A lot of niggas don't know that the niggas from...
He represents the city because he can't go up as... He can't represent PG County. You gotta... I feel like people when like just kind of like how you say you from DC. Because
I'm not gonna say
if you were talking to a nigga from Southeast, you wouldn't say that.
Nah.
You would say you was from PG.
Yeah.
But when you talking about it on a grand
and
scale,
if I'm talking to a nigga from PG, I can say, okay,
yeah,
you know.
Then you get even more.
You get even more in depth. Y'all go look at the joint that I posted on my Instagram recent. It's the map of PG County, right? Bro, go and zoom in on that map. You live there, so it's different.
Why is it different from me?
It's different just zooming in and saying, okay, I know where all these little areas are. I love that little thing. That was one of the joints from my dump that I loved. They got that up at the dispensary that we go to out here. But long story less long, y'all. As the fight went on, it was such a good fight. I found myself rooting for the hometown kid, man. And I root for Tank every time.
You do.
I root for Tank every time, but I'm not going to lie. Even a lot of Tank fans realize, there were some things about Tank in that fight that as a nigga who watched every one of Tank fights, I feel like bruh was just kind of rattled at how well prepared Roach was. There's a lot of chatter of like Tank being better than certain people and you should be fighting this person, but you taking this fight. So I do kind of think he kind of sold it a little short, like, I gotta get past you. You even heard Tank say stuff. You a stepping stone. I just need to get past you. He's always kind of been like that. Like, I'm gonna knock you out so that I could go in.
Yeah.
That nigga was talking about he only had 2 more fights. He was talking way different before the fight. That's all I'm gonna say. I think Roach got in there and got his respect. I was gonna ask you this because I feel like I'm rapping.
You good?
I didn't like the hair thing with Tank. I ain't like oh yeah, my hair's greasy, so the products in my hair. As a grown man,
I don't like that. I've never seen nothing like that before.
I don't like, your hair. That just sounds like a woman thing. Oh, y'all gonna say I'm a toxic masculine, whatever.
I just think
cut that shit off, bro. You can't be you taking a knee and going to your
in the middle of the
for
fight.
a towel to wipe my eyes because my hair product yo, what are we turning into, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, what
This
we turning
nigga
into?
Stavern was dazed with grease from his dreads in front of Deontay Wilder. Did he run to the corner? That's why I thought that was bullshit. I'll tell you this, man. I was 100% rooting for the hometown kid. 100%. Y'all know I'm a Tank hater. Niggas was so mad that I said he got his ass whooped. This is why I said that. When you the champion,
I think Tank did get his ass whooped, but
he
he won the fight.
got beat on.
He did.
I feel like the championship rounds was like, you know what? Thank God for you. It's 11-12.
Yeah,
because
thank God for you. This over.
It was getting bad, and y'all, I'm a Tank hater. I always feel like Tank getting his ass whooped a little bit, and then boom, he get a knockout. And Terrance always say, but watch when it hits you. That's his number one thing to say.
Just wait till he catch you.
Watch when he catch you, though. Because I'll be like, yo, Terrance, he's getting tagged up. And then he'll be like, it's all good because he going to get the knockout. Did he always get it? This time it didn't happen. And he looked different. That's all I'm going to say.
He looked like he was fishing
To me,
for
you
the
got
big
your ass
punch.
whooped.
Do y'all remember when Deontay Wilder fought? Was it Tyson Fury the first time? And he was searching so much for the knockout punch, and it just was not there.
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't there because you had an off night. I personally feel like he was stabilized a little bit by Roach, and he had to take a different approach because the counter obviously wasn't going to beat him, and that's why people throw the stats up. I'm not no boxing guru, but I do know Tank. People throw the stats up and be like, Tank was more accurate. Tank is a counter puncher. He's going to be more accurate. He's going to throw less, but be more. I know Tank wait early rounds, you know? He go wait and see what you got, let you get confident, catch you slipping. But that's why I said, you never gonna see somebody with less punches than Tank, because you're gonna try to get in there. Everybody tries to get in there and what? I'm gonna outbox him. I'm gonna crowd him. I'm gonna do this. Tank gonna figure you out and sleep you.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like, looking at the stats, Lamont throwing more punches don't make me think, oh, Lamont landed.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about none of that.
I said, yo, if you watch the fight, Lamont did what he had to do to stand tall next to somebody that low-key, before the fight, y'all was acting like he wasn't supposed to be in the ring with, bro.
I was getting ready to
Even
say,
me. I was like, I think it's going to be easy for Tank.
I was getting ready to say, the way people was talking before, people were like, you know, I just want to see how long nigga going to last before Tank knock him out.
Before Tank get him.
And that's how everybody was talking. So that's why when you don't go out there and you went out there and you draw with bruh and he low-key should have got the W, oh, you got your ass
And
whooped.
you got a lot to say about Shakur Stevenson, who went out there, and even though he took bruh, they said, oh, bruh was a janitor before he fought him. So you can't, run your mouth and run your mouth and don't listen. You remember that?
Yeah.
But look, we're going to move forward from that.
Nah, yeah, it was a good fight. That's the type of boxing match you pay for.
That
right
is. And
if I would have
paid
paid for that, I wouldn't have mind if I would have paid for that joint. I ain't paid for it though.
Thank you, streamies.
Yeah.
And we not no shame in our game. Don't come get my shit. Anyway, we're gonna move forward. We want to talk about this. We know y'all feel a certain way about certain topics that come about. They come up often. Oh damn, how would you feel about a 50-50 relationship? Or on the first date, well, you want me to pay the bill or you wanna You know how we just talk about bullshit in our community?
Oh man.
One of those topics has come up again, y'all, and we feel like, you know what, it's time to settle the score. The $30 lunch, right? If you haven't been tapped in, it's been a thing. I think a couple months ago, maybe even last year, Shorty went viral because she said, I asked a dude to send me money for lunch and he sent me $30. That's not enough. I asked y'all this. That sent the TL. That has sent the TL and people on a big, I don't even know what you call it. It had to split everybody down the middle on if $30 is enough for lunch or if it ain't.
Most people think it's ridiculous. But it's one of them things that it's like, yo, why do we let conversations like this take up so much time? You supposed to send 1 or 2 tweets about this and skate.
What do you think? Do you think $30 is enough for lunch? If G hit you and say, boo, I forgot my lunchbox.
If G asked me for
money for lunch.
If G was like, yo,
he about to flex on all of us. Good.
If she was like, yo, I left my card, whatever, or I don't have my Apple Pay don't work, they don't take nothing, cash at me, whatever, I'm going to send you $20. Because where's she at? She gonna go right over to the damn Chick-fil-A or Panera.
His woman is in hell.
That's where she's gonna go. So I know that 20 gonna cover you. Cause what the fuck you get for 20? Think about it if you give somebody.
Gigi, I found you anonymously. Run!
Hey, let me ask y'all this. If somebody give you $20 to go to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
I know the places you gonna eat around your job.
But what if I want to
If I give you $20, you Gucci everywhere.
Sure, what if I'm getting lunch at, but I'm not watching a movie. I'm just going to go to Cine Bistro for my lunch break. Because I work up at the mall. I work at Mac. And I want to go to Cine Bistro for lunch. And I want Wagyu beef sliders. Her stupid ass can't even say it. I want Wagyu. How much is this shit?
Terrance, that's a $55 meal.
So now I need more than 30 for lunch.
Okay, like if you want to go to the movie.
Because I also want a blueberry splash.
If you doing stuff, if y'all going places like, I'm getting ready to say, yeah. If you getting a
That's how
raspberry
they
lemon
feel it,
drop
yeah.
with it.
On lunch? Now let me tell you.
Wagyu beef sliders on lunch is insane.
I feel like we're mixing up the $30 lunch thing with a lunch date. Ladies, if he said he was going to take you out on a lunch date at the cost of $30, then I can understand feeling like, yo, all right, come on. You
Why
basically
though?
taking me to,
Why? Why? I
could just, all I'm saying is I could justify a first date limited $30 lunch.
Okay.
We might as well be business partners. You ain't taking me to play no Top Golf, not nothing, just a $30
Why is it
lunch
so
meet.
transactional though? Why is it not like, yo, I thought about you and I thought this would be dope and it didn't
Fellas,
even
let me
cost
tell
me
y'all
that
this.
much?
If you gonna tell Shawty that you work with to meet you at a coffee shop before work, or meet me here before this, that's the only time you can get these little situation $30 lunch date off. Oh, why is it transactional? Fellas, if she meeting you somewhere, if you actually got her to spend time with you, it shouldn't be for a punk ass a coffee date because you don't want to.
Terrance, I don't agree with that.
You don't want to give too much, in my opinion, because I feel like you should already low key, if you ask me, know whether you want to spend more time or not with Shawty before a coffee date.
What if you meet somebody, right?
That's just me, because I'm a phone. I'm gonna be on the phone with you. I'm gonna FaceTime you. A coffee date, we ain't gotta set up a coffee date to get to know you. Let's set up the coffee date, then we could go here and here.
What if he took you to the fucking Nespresso? What if you tell this nigga, oh yeah, I love my coffee in the morning. I'm a coffee drinker, right? The
Bitch,
nigga
he brought me to Folgers Inc.
Nah, see, fellas, he not gonna just pull up to a random Starbucks. But what if he took you to a coffee? You know they have the little coffee tasting in the espresso workshop joint.
Now, if it's see
You
you
just
now,
show up.
Now you just made it so bruh's talking to the coffee loving chick who will be impressed by the best coffee shop.
My only
We
point is
talking
this.
about the cheap $30 date
My
being
point is-
acceptable.
What if he go get you a charcuterie board blanket?
Terrell, all right, now you got Sunny
y'all-
B. You got Sunny B in your life. Sunny B meet a dude. His first date he want to take her to is to the Panera Bread for a sesame seed teriyaki. That's my fave. A sesame seed teriyaki and quinoa, and Sunny gonna get what she always get with me.
I more so give a fuck about why he want to take her there.
He want to get to know her
and he wants to take her to the
Panera.
Panera.
It's a $30 fix.
It's a $30 fix, but I wouldn't feel different about you if
Yeah.
you took her to Eddie V's versus taking her to Panera. It's really gonna be about like what I see in bruh.
Now you see how you
Because
feel about
what
that?
Because what if I don't place the value in the man on what he's spending on the first date? Because the same nigga that's cashing out a rack could be beating her ass.
Don't lose sight of this, because we're not really talking about the first date. Now I want you to take.
I'm playing your game.
I know, because right now I'm playing chess, not checkers. Now I want you to imagine that same dude sent Sunny $30 to get what she want from Panera.
That's a lot
Then
of money.
you would value that, right? This is why I'm saying
no.
there's a difference between, and my point got stretched a little long, and that's my fault. I just think there's a difference between a $30 lunch date and me sending you $30 for lunch. I do think $30 for lunch is more than enough, because you're not going on a solo date by yourself where you need okay, ladies, that's the questions for y'all. What's the acceptable amount?
She's going to the TGI Fridays and getting the Jack Daniel's
You know what?
sirloin and shrimp for $34.99 for lunch.
This is what I want y'all to know about A-Train. I hope she don't get upset with me about this, but it's just a woman thing. If A-Train goes, I'm glad she's not here. But she know this is a fact. If A-Train goes in the store, right? I don't keep cash on me, so this is just a hypothetical. But I know this about A-Train. If I say, hey, can you run in there real quick? They got a $10 bag of sunflower seeds. I'm going to feed Sonny. You run in there and get the sunflower seeds. Here's a $100 bill, right?
Uh-huh.
What is A-Train handing me when she come back?
89 and change.
The sunflower seeds.
Oh, Terrance, yeah, that's what you call a white
Y'all
tax.
women don't do the woman. Y'all don't have a woman tax.
It's the
you know
tax.
what I'm saying?
That's the tax you pay. Yeah.
So to me, when I think about how she think, because let me tell you something. Did you ever see the joint where it said when you owe your man money back and he actually takes it? And the girl was crying. Women think he gave me 100. Well, fuck it, I'm gonna just keep the rest and take care of myself with this. So you giving her $30 for lunch means you only wanted me to eat? And you didn't want me to go get something extra for myself? That's how they look at this, y'all.
Is just
I just exposed it. That's it. They want you to give them something for lunch and more. But I don't think you should. But I think that's the origin of the beef.
Y'all, we are the only, and y'all know who I'm talking about when I say we. So if you're not us, then y'all not like us. What I will say is we have to stop being the only group that talks about stuff like this on the scale that we talk about it. I told Terrance, we the brokest motherfuckers collectively. But we have the way the money conversations black folks have, you would think we were like the wealthiest group of people in the world. But everybody bluffing online. You will be completely fine with $30 for lunch.
You would be fine with $30 for lunch.
Because,
But you know what I think, Terrell, and contrary to how you feel, I feel like we one of the only cultures or groups of people that's not really afraid to have this convo because guess what? Every other culture can have a feeling about it. We just be the ones, I feel you, that start this combo. If this was a combo about crypto investing, you'd be happy that we started the conversation around.
Well, you see, that's different, though, than us talking about if $30 is enough for lunch. Because guess what? I feel like sometimes the conversation can get embarrassing. You know that.
Okay.
That's why we said, all right, y'all, now we acting like $30 can't get you a bite to eat somewhere because we be acting like we too good to go places when collectively we know what you probably are on paper.
And what
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even if you not, you shouldn't be acting like that because the people that really got it don't mind stopping and getting a little $7, $8 meal. It's a couple different cultures that will participate in the conversation that we're having, but we the only ones that get stuck with the stigma. So since we know that, we gotta be conscious of that when we have these conversations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because people say, oh, and there was Hispanic people, there was this person, that person that was also talking about it, but you see, we the ones that carry the reputation because we carry the conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying we can't talk shit because, it ain't that big of a deal. But you got to notice when it's a pattern of just y'all doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
all right,
true.
y'all, we starting to look a little crazy.
This should be the last time that we talk about a $30 lunch, you know? Me and A-Train had Chick-fil-A before I came here today, right? Strips, fries. It was chill.
I thought y'all was going to do kava.
Terrell? No, we didn't do kava. And now you're putting me out that I turned down the healthy choice for a faster option.
Oh, I thought something happened to the kava.
No, it didn't. It cost less than $30 for both of us to eat, but we got strips, 2 things of strips, 2 fries, 2 drinks. That's chill. That was less than $25, right? So if I give you $30 and you go to Chick-fil-A, you could eat arguably for 3 motherfuckers.
Nah, yeah, you could. Or you can get a brownie. She can get a peach milkshake. You can spice shit up and still just hand the 20 and 10.
This what I'm going to also say, though. Let's say shorty ordering off DoorDash. Then $30 is a little short.
That is different. And then you know what? I guess it's really a context type thing. But what the fuck you ordering from DoorDash?
Okay, let's say DoorDash, right?
Yeah.
DoorDash got delivery fee. DoorDash, you have to tip $3 at least.
And
then if I want anything extra than my meal, this DoorDash is expensive as fuck. Soon as you get your meal and an extra $25. Tell me I'm lying. Soon as you say, oh, I think I want a side salad. Oh, you spending $50 now. What else did you want? Do you want a discount? Because look, free delivery over 50. You be thinking, I'm not over 50. The fuck?
I'm about to cash app you so you can use it on DoorDash. I guess.
I'm gonna send you $30
I
so
guess
that you can use it on DoorDash, Terrell. Come on,
Terrance,
bro.
hell no. I just ordered KFC last night. I'll come clean.
Damn, these niggas eat horrible. I had a Chick-fil-A just
Let me
because
tell
it was
you,
on the road,
I
but
just
we
said
had.
it was a cheat day. I'm in the gym.
Let me say what I had before he did.
Okay. Terrance, you just said you had strips.
We had yams, greens. Come on, let's say some more healthy stuff because you're not about to have us up here look at.
You started
healthy.
with yams. Love them, but they're not
greens.
healthy.
We had some good baked chicken yesterday.
Oh
we
yeah,
had
we
mac.
had a good meal. We had a good meal yesterday. Mac ain't healthy. You said name healthy stuff. You went on to name all the foods that kill us. Yams, mac,
Good eats.
This nigga started naming all about high blood pressure, diabetes causers. But look, we ate good yesterday.
Broccoli.
But bro, last night when I got home, I had the worst headache, man. I don't know what it was, and I said, you know what? I just need something quick. I didn't feel like cooking nothing, so I ordered KFC for one person.
For a headache?
Terrance, and my meal was like the $12.99. The KFC joint, they send you 4 pieces of chicken, 2 biscuits, and 2 sides of mash.
And you ate all of it.
That's a $13 meal. How much you think
And
I
you
paid?
didn't get a green bean or nothing. You ate
Well,
2 pieces of chicken, 2 things, and 2 mash.
Terrance, yes. It's the family joint.
My God, Terrell, you ain't put nothing easy in your stomach.
I know, bro. That's why I woke up and had to shake. I put hella spinach and banana in my shake this morning. I said, I need that fiber. I started just chew a handful of
Your
spinach.
stomach said, oh, damn, he putting more potato. Put it over there.
But look, Terrance, so we can move past this. How much you think I paid for me, just me?
$25, because you got a family meal.
My meal cost $12.99. That's $13.
So you paid,
Plus the fee.
you
this,
paid
that,
19.
I paid around
18,
$21.
Yeah.
I'm still under 30. So which means, Terrance,
Shorty could get a whole
coulda got a
family meal.
$20 meal. I don't know where you going where the meal costs $20 unless you, like you said, she going to Ted's Bulletin on her lunch break.
And do you have nothing? Fuck. Do you have no money to your damn name?
Nah, and you know
If I
what?
send you 30, you could put that 30 on top of your 30. And low key, if y'all trying to do a lunch thing, a group thing with you and your friends, I'm putting 30 on y'all lunch. That's a lot for you and
Yeah, and you know what?
You and Shorty, who's not even probably, and then, yo.
And you know what? We just potting for real,
We just
y'all,
potting.
because and to be honest, most people are going to be completely fine with $30. It's just these superficial Twitter arguments.
Just to move on, it was just the Oscars night. It was Oscar Sunday. This is the most detached that I've been from the Oscars. I felt like in the last couple years. Even last year, I was a little.
And you know what, Terrance? I actually want to play you this clip that I want you to listen to based on what you're saying right now. I bookmarked this acceptance speech from Sean Baker. He won like 4 Oscars, had 4 different speeches. But bro,
Yeah.
listen to what he said about people going to the movies. We'll start here.
So we're all here tonight and watching this broadcast because we love movies. Where did we fall in love with the movies? At the movie theater. Watching a film in the theater with an audience is an experience. We can laugh together, cry together, scream and fright together, perhaps sit in devastated silence together. And in a time in which the world can feel very divided, this is more important than ever. It's a communal experience you simply don't get at home. And right now, the theater-going experience is under threat. Movie theaters, especially independently owned theaters, are struggling, and it's up to us to support them. During the pandemic, we lost nearly 1,000 screens in the US, and we continue to lose them regularly. If we don't reverse this trend, we'll be losing a vital part of our culture. This is my battle cry. Filmmakers, keep making films for the big screen. I know I will. Distributors, please focus first and foremost on the theatrical releases of your films. Neon did that for me, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Parents, introduce your children to feature films in movie theaters, and you'll be molding the next generation of movie lovers and filmmakers. And for all of us, when we can, please watch movies in the theater, and let's keep the great tradition of the movie-going experience alive and well. And one last thing.
We'll start there. Because he's gonna thank his mama and stuff like that after. But bro, only reason I saw that is because Wendell Pierce, everybody knows Wendell Pierce,
Love him.
The Wire, legend. He said the most important speech at the Oscars last night was Sean Baker's warning that films are not in the theaters anymore. I went to an Oscar party and nobody paid attention because the majority of the people hadn't seen the films. So when I think about how I wasn't as tapped in this year and it was hard for me last year, that's what I think about. It's
Even
hard
at
to
the
see these
Oscar
films.
parties, there's people that's not tapped in. Yeah, I do want to say a little something about what he said. Shout out to Brody. He made history last night and what he did.
Yes, he did.
I have some conflict in what you saying though. The same way I have conflict in my personal fake OG Quentin Tarantino and the way he look at this shit with the keeping movies in screens. Like he said, where do we fall in love with movies? At the theater. Well, you actually had me conflicted right there. Because I would be lying to you if I told you that I fell in love with movies because of the communal experience of it. I didn't fall in love with movies, me personally. I know it's a lot of people out there like me. I didn't fall in love with movies because I looked around and we all laughed together. We were all eating popcorn together. I fucked with movies because of what a movie actually is. I feel like you should be able to consume a good movie no matter where you are. For all of my people that's watching this right now, if you tapped in with the District 9, do you know how many people got to fully experience Attack on Titan with Terrell with the District 9 and feel the same magic he talking about? You didn't need to be in a theater for that. I didn't need to be in a theater for me to enjoy Squid Game like I did the first time.
Yeah.
So when they talk about how we have to keep these guys in theaters, you're a director, and I honestly can see the games that you play. You thinking about the box office. We have to keep you guys shopping. We cannot have shoppers shopping on Amazon. They have to continue to remember that we have our community. Come in our stores and get in our lines.
Yeah, yeah.
I see what you're doing. You're Safeway saying, please come to our register so you can keep our doors open because guess what? It's easier that way. What movie did he win for? He won for a movie that probably people are not going to the movies to see. You know?
No, he talked about in his speech, he was talking about how shout out to my producer who helped me push for a longer release for his film to be in theaters. So he's probably like Tarantino, where he want his film to be in theaters for a few months, then go digital.
And I'm not hating on bruh. I haven't seen his film, so I'm not saying the film is bad. But I do know, based off what Matt Damon said, it's harder to get people in the seats in the theater to see the love story now. It's hard to see the simple dramas now. Now they do want to throw it on streaming because I'll ask you this based on what he's saying. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's more important for people to have the experience with your film or to simply see it?
I think it's more important to get your film seen by as many people as you can if you believe that it will connect to the people the way everybody intends their film to do. But what I'll say is this, and this is the part that people are not thinking about. Nowadays, we may not even be able to make the film if we try to put it in the theaters, y'all. Now, you could go to Lionsgate and they'll say, we'll give you a 2-week theatrical release, and then it's going to go to Paramount Plus, who's going to fund the second half of this production.
Yeah.
And they're funding the film knowing, we're getting a Kevin Hart-led with such and such new this to Paramount, and we're going to help them do it because it's coming here. It's going to go to the theaters for a week, and then it's coming here. That's what they said about Scorsese did it with The Irishman.
Yeah.
Christmas week, go see it. If not, it'll be on Netflix by I forget when that was. But that's way more common now, y'all. And it's getting more and more common for people to say, you know what? Fuck the theatrical release entirely. We can look at what Aaron Aaron Pierre did with, what's that movie that everybody loved? He played the
Rebel Ridge.
Yeah. A movie like that, you can still have success. It can still do well. You can still recoup because Netflix is going to recoup and they paying you up front. Now I don't really got to worry about the box office if I go this route.
Nah, yeah. So, and the way that I see it, y'all, I look at it the same way you would look at, the way that I see it, y'all, I look at it the same. I look at it like a musician trying to keep us listening to cassette tapes. Like, yo, you fighting a battle that's bigger than your art form at this point. You need to conform. Like, The filmmakers that are so against losing the theatrical release, read the fucking room, my God. Every single company at this point has their own little thing that they net it with, except the A24s and the real film companies. But at a certain point as a consumer, you getting up on stage and complaining about theatrical releases sounds like a musician winning a Grammy and getting on stage and saying, we have to keep listening to CDs. We cannot let them turn this into streaming.
And so, guys, people tried it. People tried that.
It's turning. Like, you don't like the fact that people are consuming movies in their house because, bro, think about the nigga that wants you to hear their song, but you got to listen with headphones, bro. You got to listen on my sound speakers. He don't want you to listen to his song on his phone right here because he's like, you going to sell it short because you need to listen. You're not really getting the full experience. That's how filmmakers think. You know?
That is true. And you know what? There's a level of truth to that.
It is.
Because they want you to get every bit of what they made.
Because what have films become? Films stop being about the story, and they're all about the pizzazz and the extra bullshit because we need you to hear. And
that's
look,
not true, though. Because
we doing all of this CGI. We want you to see it on the big screen. We want you to see the work because...
Terrance, your guy, Quentin Tarantino, is one of the best storytellers, and he's an advocate for the theater, not because of that, but because, again, you could be in that,
it's an old school magic that you get from being in the theater.
Same thing where people feel like it's shot on film. When we was going to school, y'all, it was this big film versus digital conversation worse than it's ever been. Now, digital kind of whooped ass.
Even though, like we said, they should have read the room.
No, but think about it, because you still got Nolan shooting on IMAX.
Old
You still got Quentin Tarantino, Scorsese.
Old niggas.
Terrance,
No offense to them. Old guys.
But Terrance, hella DPs that are respected still shoot on film. But
film is like a filter now, yeah.
And what I mean by this is me and Terrance are old enough to remember when 4K was announced. Mm-hmm. Now we got 8K, 16K, all types of Ks out. But when 4K came out, it got very hard to have that film versus digital convo because, oh shit, like the detail just on a different level. Think about film. You'll never remember. Do you remember how people used to argue about this? Look at this. This is film. And then look at this is digital.
Yeah.
The film looks way better. And you would be like, yeah, they kind of like the same to me.
Yeah, like this is film and this is digital. And we'd be like, I mean, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like, I see it, but I don't know if I can see it as much as if it will make a difference. And then it got to the point where, oh, that was shot Ari Alexa. Oh, this was shot Sony F35. Oh, this was shot Blackmagic. Like, it was to the point where.
It's getting simple. This was shot on 5D.
We're not even thinking about that. Yeah. And like you said, your story will prevail. So, like, the medium.
It just sounds like a complaint. It sounds like a.
Wow. I did not expect that to be the.
Because you know what I back the most when it comes to this industry? What? The story. Why did I fall in love with movies? It wasn't because of what bruh said. I fell in love with movies because you could tell me a story and I could watch it. Mm-hmm. I don't got to listen to it. I never been a nigga that wanted to sit there and listen to you tell a story. But if you show me a movie, you basically doing the same thing. And that's why I fell in love with movies. Movies were... I want y'all to think about, me and A-Train talked about this. Do you remember something as simple as, this is old school, whatever, so y'all might not know this, but Rugrats. Do you remember the Rugrats movie, how it looked?
Mm-hmm.
We were like, me and A-Train talked about how like we remember watching and feeling like it was a slight step up from the show. And the movie had this, the movie was big because it was a movie. It was a longer episode. It was a bigger story. We didn't need a bunch of explosions. We just wanted even the Jimmy Neutron movie, all of your favorite.
SpongeBob.
It was just a big, longer story. It was all, like, this shit all goes back to the heartbeat, the story. I felt like, Big Brother Iron Man from Drumline. I'm even dressed like I'm Atlanta A&T.
I'm getting ready, yeah. Shout out to the Aggies, Aggie pride.
And the soul. Without a story in this movie.
Yeah. No bullshit, Terrance. And I'll tell you this. We'll get into the Oscars, I guess, because I forget why we even brought this up. We were supposed to be talking about
bow, ba-da-down, ba-down, bow, bow, bow.
Oh, Halle Berry. We supposed to be talking about Halle Berry, but that was actually a
that was an actor.
No, that was a good conversation that we ended up having because, I mean, and it's one that we have often on this podcast, y'all. You can probably spot how we gonna feel about certain things just because you've been watching before, you know?
Yeah. And I agree with bruh towards the end of what he was saying about how, like, there is a certain, like, lost art behind quick get out the theater to the streaming.
There is nothing like going to the movie theater and watching a movie with a crowd like that, bro. Because at the end of the day, I don't like the fact that I feel like we headed towards Wall-E and we don't even know it. Like, think about what's happening. We're championing not getting up and going out and sitting in a room with people. Just watch whatever you want to watch from your phone or on your computer or tablets. All of our children are being raised to sit in front of tablets. They can't even go to the restaurant and eat. Why do the restaurants still have the crayons and the 2-pack?
Yeah.
These kids don't give a fuck. They put a fat-ass tablet right on top of it, you know? So I feel like we already getting less communal. We doing less community.
I mean, but you got to be the ones.
Somebody does have to advocate for us to still come together and all share a laugh in the theater. Because believe it or not, the same way you go to a concert, you might dance with a motherfucker all night that y'all don't even know, but we was vibing with that motherfucker in the concert.
Yeah, but y'all still, y'all still have the idea that it's people that's gonna bring people to this thing. It ain't. Y'all have to understand that people don't have. We do, but it's the art form that controls this. So if you want people to come to the theater, the art form brings them there. I'm gonna tell you this.
Damn, this motherfucker standing on the Oscar stage with an Oscar for
exactly
for the art,
and that is your most prominent example
if
of where
he's saying it.
That's the most prominent example of where the state of your art form is. So all you can do is try to fix it with the art. You cannot stand on stage and scream at art. Art can't fix itself. You fix this with art, because let me tell you this. Look at the NFL.
All right, I got a question for you.
The NFL, you don't see them saying, come on, y'all. More people are watching these streaming apps than they are attending football games. I mean, the attendance numbers are low. I mean, come on, you guys. Stop watching the streaming apps and come to the games and tailgate. It's community. You can watch the game. They're not doing that. You know why? They're giving people a reason to come to the game already. They'll tell you, hey, at our stadium, we doing this, we doing this, we doing this. They're not just telling you to not watch streaming because you're going to miss out on. The only place you see that is in the film industry.
But
because
I don't get that,
because it's dying, bro.
Terrance,
people don't want to go to the theater and see the love story when I can watch on my couch.
Oh, you're right about. Okay, so that's the point. Because
But
you just lost me with the football thing because
I want to go
see. It's the same argument that you're making with the streaming.
I want to go see Terry McLaurin play live, but I'm cool with watching it at home if I can't. I'm completely fine seeing certain movies at home.
But somebody else may want to go see it in the theater. And remember, he didn't just say that because motherfuckers are not going to the theater. I wanted to see Anora. I wanted to see fucking The Brutalist. But guess what? They're giving these films these limited ass releases, bro, and that's it.
I guess you
So it's like, it's not just, because you're right. It is an issue that we have in the arts where we have lost a significant amount of people going to the theaters because a lot of people feel like it's not nothing worth going to see if it ain't Nolan, if it ain't this, if it ain't that.
I was about to say.
Terrance, I wouldn't say.
Terrell, we watch Nolan.
I wouldn't give the attendance issue to the theaters. I would not blame it on the art. I would blame it on COVID, number one, and I would blame it.
Okay, yeah, because they almost lost a lot. They almost lost it all with COVID.
COVID took away our matinee crowd. It took away the 50+, 45+ motherfuckers that's immunocompromised.
I wouldn't say take away, but it hit heavy. Take away is heavy.
Well, you got to think about a lot. Okay, yeah. So there's a lot of people that went back, but they lost a lot of people.
They did.
Right? We closed theaters in some places.
We did. But you gotta think about this, Terrell. My only point with the NFL example is I'm not just gonna go just for the fuck of it. You gotta wanna go. There's people whose teams are not good right now and they're not attending those games. And you don't see the NFL putting that on the fans.
No, you're right. You're right about that.
It's about you need to get asses in seats and figure it out to the teams. And that's what I'm saying as a director, I'm not going to get on stage and speak about where our art need to be consumed more than I'll speak about what art we need to be making. That's just that's how I close it.
Nah, I'm with it. I feel like on the Oscar stage, he didn't have to take that moment.
But he did win 4 times, so that could have been.
I'm getting ready to say, I can get it if he was up there winning for some bullshit.
Yeah.
This motherfucker up there winning the he.
And I don't know if that was his first, second, third, or fourth speech, because then they say he won 4 times. You know, on your fourth one, you might get
at one point he shot out the sex workers because this film I think had something to do with sex work, and he was talking about how they shared their stories with us.
Yeah,
whatever. But
see those type stories that should be in theaters for a long time normally don't get the burn because they might not have the big names or the big explosions.
Nah, yeah.
It don't take away from the movie at all, though. I don't think he didn't deserve to win. I felt like shout out to bruh for definitely going and making history. I definitely now want to check his movie out.
For sure. And at the end of it, y'all, these distributors do need to, if y'all gonna put the movie in theaters, it need to come out a little bit longer than just 2 weeks.
Yeah. But my argument against that is Oppenheimer came out and was in theaters for months. Barbie was in theater for months. And you saying Oppenheimer different.
Terrance,
the art was different. That's what
Terrance,
it is.
No. You're naming films that had big ass budgets.
They were great movies, Terrell.
Terrance, but
not just a big budget.
But a lot of those, the problem we talking about is the funding. A lot of people, your movie don't have a $300 million budget. It's only gonna go to the theater for how long? Like, yo, let people work the money. You know what I'm saying? You would never get a Friday like you got a Friday today.
Nah.
A movie made for $9 million or like $6 million or something like that goes to the box office and make this money.
It's not worth it.
It's going to go to
It's not
Netflix.
worth it. It's not worth it.
But look at that return on investment. If you can make a cheap-ass movie, it should be able to stay in
If you're going to make a
theaters.
cheap-ass movie, it's not going to go to the theaters. For real, like that. If you're making a cheap-ass movie. We just watched this movie called Gangland. It's a musical with Tamar Braxton, Clifton Powell. Look,
Okay.
they could have put some meals up for that movie. Are they going to go and put that movie in a theater? It would
Terrance,
cost more to do that than...
The films that rule the box office are not great art. You know what films run the box office? Them trashy-ass horror films.
Terrell, but come on.
So, like,
Smile,
I don't think better movies would make the box office better,
Smile
Terrance.
set the record 2 years ago for the horror movies because the movie was just that good. It had nothing to do with a star.
Didn't Scream break that record? The new Scream with fucking Jen Ortega or whatever her name is?
I don't know, but where did Smile come from is my only point. Where did Get Out come from? Where are these good movies that do crazy?
You're right about
they're
the
not
art,
going to happen every year.
You're right about the art, but I just don't know if the art is going to turn box office around. They start putting good movies in.
Bro, it won't.
Because
the art form is dying.
You're right, because all of the good shit is coming out on streaming. And that's the point.
The art form is dying, so this theater conversation, I've said this before on the podcast, I personally believe that going to the movies will be a very, very niche thing later. It'll be this dope thing that you could do that's throwback. Yo, I'm going to take you to the movies. You know, me and your mother, we used to go to the movies. You and me telling crew, you know, we used to go to the movie theater. We're not going to be doing that no more, y'all. You're going to own your own theater. You're going to be going here. Bro, it's been writing on the wall since they got rid of DVDs, y'all.
Yeah.
Film, period, isn't dying, but it's changing. You want to know the next level of filmmaking? You being in it. VR. Hey, we got a movie and you're in it, Terrell. Put these glasses on. It's not 3D. You are in this movie.
Now that would be dope. That's the future.
That's the future. And you hearing me say it right now, and it ain't even the technology out for it. We're going to stay on the Oscars. There was a lot of wins from Sunday night. Biggest night in Hollywood. Shout out to Adrien Brody.
Yes.
Went home with the best actor for The Brutalist.
Mm-hmm. Beat Timothy Chalamet.
Mm-hmm. And based on Adrien Brody's speech, I feel like he was feeling a little bit of what Timothy Chalamet said on the stage. And I told Terrell, this could be the start of like actors starting to get that competitive edge. What did he say when he got up there? Exactly, Terrell? He got up there and said what?
He said something like, I'm no stranger here, so don't play the music. This will be brief.
I'm no stranger here.
And you know what? They said Adrien Brody has never lost the Oscar when nominated for Best Actor.
Nah, he's 2 for 2.
He's 2 for 2. So he got a little shit to pop.
And that's historic. He's the only one in history to do that.
But you see how we starting to, and y'all that are fans of music, that are fans of sports, where you're used to like talking about accolades this way. In the film community, that still happens on like film Twitter, but very rare do you see like certain pages start talking about film awards and winning versus losing and the competitive nature of the film industry, should I say.
Nah, yeah. 100%.
You're starting to see more people talk about the competition. And that is something that don't really exist in film. Everybody's trying to be like, oh, whoever wins, whatever, I just love to, glad to be with the nominees. Now you're starting to see people pop more shit.
All film students know this. There are so many drafts. The most drafts ever started in the film industry are all started for y'all yesterday, but for me and you, Terrell, it's today. The day after the Oscars is the most inspiring day for every single film student in the world because you just get to see the biggest night of this whole
It's the
shit.
highest level, yeah.
It's the highest level, the biggest stage. So, that being said, like, even me, myself, like, after the Oscars, I remember leaving or finishing and then just sitting there them couple hours after just brainstorming your own idea, brainstorming your own victory speech and shit like that. Bro, that same shit happens with these actors when they go in and you got a movie that's coming out next year, right? That you still shooting. But on your off day, it's Oscar night. So you get to go now, leave that event and go back to work. Bro, that's where y'all gonna start really feeling it. When these dudes go back to work and they say, yo, he said he no stranger. I feel like that's a shot at Timothy. You don't have one. And you just beat me talking about, I want greatness. I'm here for the greats. I would be like, yo.
He better hope I don't win
He
that
better hope I
Oscar.
don't win. Because if he beat me, he gonna get up there and say, Adrien, I respect you, bro, but
Yeah. I feel like when people say, oh, shout out to such and such, your art was great. I feel like it's a little ounce of I wouldn't fuck with that if it was me.
Yeah, because they're gonna show me and I'm
Like when Adele got up there and won and was like, Beyonce, I want to give this to you. You know what you know? You know Adele means that because Adele is just that type person. You don't think she trying to shade Beyonce. We was all not mad at Adele that night. We was at the Grammys.
Yeah.
Remember
She
how
broke
Sterling
her-
K. Brown was at
broke
that
her-
street light? That's how we was at the...
Paradise, I can't believe what's going on and where's my wife and kid?
Terrance, don't start doing that because first of all, we
I
haven't
told
finished.
A-Train, Sterling can't keep his eyes chill in anything.
And guess what? That shit made him a millionaire.
I told A-Train it
The
had.
power in that
Power in that
man's
man's
eyes.
eyes.
Because he always looked like at any point, I told you, he always looked like any point he could break down right now. If you need me to cry right now, I can do
And
it.
it's the sincerity.
Authenticity.
Greatest use of his eyes. Y'all will hear more from me when I say that. The sincerity is hard. It's hard for me to
Don't
look.
try to show him love now. You were just trying to shit on my man.
How was I trying to shit on him?
You were trying to copy him doing all of that.
Because the nigga can't keep his eyes low, but hey, look, that's your thing. What was we on though? We finishing up what we were saying.
Well, we were just showing love to Adrien Brody. We were supposed to be getting to the damn.
Okay, yeah.
We can not get to Halle.
No,
Berry.
but
Save our
I'm
life.
glad we said what we said about Timothy Chalamet and how his comments might have influenced Adrian's speech a little bit, and we might see a little bit of more of a competition in the industry. But to stay on Adrien Brody, there was something that happened on the red carpet that definitely got a lot of people talking. Halle Berry, everybody knows who she is. Her and Adrien Brody had a moment on the Oscars 20 plus years ago, I think in 2002, where they kissed each other. I feel like they was in a movie together. I'm blanking.
Yeah. I remember.
I forget this red carpet moment because I didn't remember until Halle Berry recreated this moment this past week at the Oscars on Sunday. And the crazy part about this is she goes right up to Adrien Brody in front of his, and I didn't know at the time when I saw the video, but right in front of his current lady. She give him a big, fat smooch on the lips. She looks right back at her and says, oh, I'm so sorry. I just had to recreate this moment. We're not here to be messy, right? This is Hollywood. You understand that actors have to have a job they have to uphold. Actors kiss. Actors have fake sex. Actors do a lot of things. They get very personal with each other. They have to act like they're in relationships. It's a part of the craft. Terrell, I'm going to ask you. You, soon-to-be married man with a single, two-parent household man. How would you feel? Adrien Brody got to take Shorty back home.
Well, I'll say this just to provide context on the kiss. 2002, Halle wins Best Actress for Swordfish. 2003, she presents the award for Best Actor to this motherfucker. Ended up winning. Adrien Brody won in 2003 for The Pianist. And so when he went up to accept his award, he like twirled and kissed her on the stage. So she recreated that moment since it's an Adrien Brody year.
Since it's an Adrien Brody year.
Now, let me tell you something, Terrance.
Because it kind of puts the cherry on top to him winning again.
Yes, you know?
Yeah.
So, like I said, there's a certain political part of this. I did not have an issue with what Halle Berry did, and I feel like his wife didn't have an issue either.
She didn't. She didn't seem like she did.
She didn't say shit.
Because
I don't feel like
politically, she cannot. She can only have an issue when she goes home.
I don't think she has an issue when she get home. You know why? You're not dealing with, this didn't happen at the Ritas. These motherfuckers waiting to get a mango gelati. This happened on the red carpet at the Oscars. These are actors, bro. This is the art. You think Halle Berry feel anything for Adrien Brody?
No, not at all.
And do you think Adrien Brody feels anything for Halle? And I feel like Halle telling the wife, I have to do this, was like the I'm in character mode.
Terrell, I think it's an overstep.
His wife understands. I feel like y'all are gonna bring y'all toxic. If it was me, but this the art, bro. And as a lover of the art, that's the one thing the nigga can't argue with. The fact
Terrell,
that he knows
I can't argue with
this is what Terrance, but they artists. Like a kiss is nothing to an actor. Like we act. I have to fuck somebody.
This is where
on
Terrell's
camera.
getting ready to get cooked. So I want you to imagine, right?
Terrance, don't use G. She's not an actress.
No, I won't.
Because when you get with somebody that's in the art, you know what
you
comes
run
with it.
run your mouth, you won't listen. I'm gonna give you this example. Denzel Washington in 2001 through 5 or whatever, who did he bring to the big screen for the very first time and put her on the map in her very first movie? That was a Miss Who? Paula Patton.
Yes,
Right?
For what was that?
That was either Man. That was Man on Fire. That was on.
That was Deja Vu.
Deja Vu.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I used to love Paula Patton.
Paula Patton became a beautiful ass. Oh, we put her as the star. She was a great personality. I don't even know where she at now, but she probably eating all of them checks. Right? Shout out to Paula Patton. Needs to make a comeback. Where are our women? Anyway.
First of all, Paula Patton's still out here doing movies. Y'all don't watch her movie because they probably on places where y'all don't see. Y'all don't want to get the beat.
Shout out to her. She deserves to be on the big screen. I feel like get her with this person and this person and this person. Where's Will Packer? Let's do another one.
I love Paula Patton.
I would go see another girls trip type joint.
I love Paula Patton, but she's very
Jada Pinkett, Queen Latifah, this person and this person in a movie. Do it.
Terrance,
I'ma
no,
go
you
see it.
sound like the nigga that says, man, get KRS-One.
We not
Big
doing
Daddy
anything.
came
That's
for
my thing.
one last concert.
We're not doing anything.
Terrance, but no, just
Any-
the same way you want the youth, you need to want the youth from the ladies as well. You bringing up Queen Latifah is
You know
in her
I want
60s.
to use, but my thing is
50s, I'm sorry.
Our old queens should also still be involved. If is my thing.
Yes.
But
and not
you're right.
just the
There's-
mama role.
and not just look in NCIS. You a detective? Fuck this. We know it's a money grab. I'll say this: Denzel Washington brought Paula Patton to the big screen. I want you to imagine you will never see a actress go up to Denzel Washington and tell Paulette, "Hold on, real quick, I have to do this."
Terrance, you're forgetting about the moment. The moment happened in 2003.
I get the
His
moment.
wife.
But I personally feel like, I don't know if years later, 20 years later, that moment, all I'm saying is that I think it was a little irresponsible for Halle Berry considering, yes, it was
Not
a
yet.
moment. Maybe you could have faked it. Maybe, I don't know. I just kind of feel like if it was me, Terrell, that happened 20 years ago. What if G was an actress?
Mm-hmm.
Or did do a stage
If
play?
Gigi was an actress, bro, I would look. Our relationship would be different physically because of what she would have to do on cam.
And I feel like y'all are shorting the fact that they have to have specific boundaries because they breaking them. So you like, what's the boundary then, Terrell?
Because I just feel like
What's the boundary for an actor?
I feel like she definitely broke a boundary. I just feel like the reason why you didn't see Adrien Brody's wife look flustered.
But this is the
The reason why you don't see nobody looking upset is because I don't think anybody had an issue with it to include Adrien Brody and his wife because it was remaking the moment and they lovers of the arts, bro. Like you say you are.
Terrell, this is my thing. I know that people are human. I hope that everything is okay because I know if it was me A-Train done been in photo shoots with niggas.
What you gonna be like the nigga that was trying to get LeBron? What's the nigga for the Pistons that was bleeding?
I'm gonna be Isaiah Stewart.
You gonna be like that on the Oscars red carpet because a nigga?
Terrell, no, but I feel like Terrell always interprets me having a problem. I don't know if y'all noticed this. Terrell always interprets me having a problem with something as me being rah-rah, or what are you about to do? I'm not about to do anything but speak up for myself.
No, I was gonna say I don't even see what the issue would be if we got home and you know what I'm saying? You know that's the moment from 2003. You think I give a why even bring that friction?
I would understand A-Train feeling like, why is she just coming up to you and kissing you? I didn't like that. I could totally understand that. Like, we're not on set. This is at the Oscars. Now everybody's talking about you and her kissing. You ain't kissing me. Son, I feel like people
you know what
are
I was
human.
saying? Agent Brody will look at his wife and say, that's the business.
He would.
And they would keep that shit pushing
Terrell,
because she know what she signed up for.
Terrell, you saying that's the business? That's not the business. Denzel Washington not gonna tell his wife the business, and you know that. So why you don't say the same to Denzel?
Denzel Washington, no. If you get cast as Mary, if you get cast
Paulette Bennett. Oh, look, Samuel L. Jackson wife.
Terrance,
Both been in movies.
If
Paulette was in
Look at what happened. Look at what happened with Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain.
Is it Paulette or Pauletta?
Pauletta Washington?
Because I'm calling her Paulette.
I want to say it's Pauletta, but I don't even know if
Denzel
it's
wife.
I don't even know if it's that. I don't want to disrespect her. She is a legend herself. We wouldn't have Denzel. We wouldn't have that woman. But Terrance, think about what happened with Oscar Isaac and Jessica Chastain, bro. They was kissing each other on the wrist and shit to promote their movie on the red carpet. Did any of their partners trip? No. And look, let me just make this clear. I'm not saying this to say I think that what Halle Berry did is correct or Agent Brody wife should have an issue with it. I'm saying the reason why most of the people that have an issue with it are people that are not familiar with, like, I just feel like the actors won't take shit like that. That little pack, they ain't gonna take that serious because and when you date somebody that does that, you know you're gonna get cast as Bob and you're gonna have another chick that's cast as your Jane and you need to lay with her, kiss her, hug her. Y'all got a fake family together. It's what you sign up for.
It is. And I don't want y'all to think that I'm misconstruing or misunderstanding the business, but I do think there is a very fine line that goes between your relationship and the business. And one thing that I do know is if you are going to be a model and you're going to be kissing niggas, if you're going to be an actress, you're going to be kissing other actors or vice versa, you kind of have to have that boundary and understanding set up with your partner so that they know, hey, when I go to work, there's a possibility that this could happen. So you might see things. But I do feel like I'd be interested to know if they have it set up to where it's like, hey, you know, at any time, another actress could come up and we could kiss. Did you see the backlash
it was
that Will Smith
definitely
was getting for having Shorty on stage and he was in her face? Will Smith is on
Where was the backlash coming from, though? Niggas on Twitter?
Well, not
you know what I'm saying?
I
Because,
wouldn't
like,
say
sometimes it's
backlash,
like...
But people started asking questions because of... And that's where I feel
because
like...
y'all are too... because we were already too far in they damn
And guess what,
business.
Terrell? This is what
And
Terrell
now
does.
we stuck there.
You're right. Are we too far in their business? Yes, but you need to stop acting like that shit does not affect your home. It might... Look, we might not care because we saw that story and moved on. But Will might go home, and because that was a created story... Now he has to deal with that. You know how that is, Terrell.
But why y'all, if you can think like that, why do you don't think Jada also think like, okay, they're creating a story because I've been in this industry.
There is an actual video of Will in Shorty face. And bro, when there's the story and the evidence and then...
Terrance, like I told you, it's the arts, bro. He's an actor.
Terrell,
you think Jada looking at that and saying, you was trying to fuck that dancer you was with.
No,
that's choreo.
But like, it does... Like, that's what I'm saying.
I need to see the video, though.
It's not about thinking that there's something there more so than not liking the one thing that just happened right here. Gigi might not like the way that you held the door open for. Like, did I ever tell you about the time I held the door open for that girl? The girl dropped something. I picked it up for her and held the door for her, and I felt like, I gotta remember that story. A-Train tell it better than me. But I felt like
you was doing too much.
A-Train felt like I did a little much. Like, all right, you're doing a lot for her. And I'm like, damn, I thought you want me to be a good Samaritan.
Nah, yeah, she should have a problem with that.
But don't let me put no smile on A-Train name because I feel like her story, she would tell it different. But like,
if we did a live podcast, we could have like course of actions for the ladies.
And they,
And the fellas, would get their ass in shape in the crowd. I already know they would because
And
this
y'all
is a
look,
good one.
This is one thing I would tell y'all here, so it's on wax. Me and Terrell have the opportunity to do some live podcasts, go on a fucking world tour if we want. But it's scary to me, y'all. It's scary because I don't know if y'all gonna fucking show up. One.
No, boy, it's touring is expensive.
Yeah, tour's expensive. I don't know if y'all gonna show up. And two,
We don't have a deal.
we don't
have any funding for that.
I don't know what it would look like to go on a stage with this. You know?
Man, I got ideas for it.
I got ideas.
We could do a dope live show. It wouldn't be the podcast, though. It would just be a live show.
It would.
Imagine if we did a live, which is better. Imagine you take 2 albums that motherfuckers love, rent out a space that's safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like you just going to the club type shit, but you really going to an event.
Whereas this album versus this album.
And then y'all play a role in the reception of the tracks played.
That's what I'm saying for my...
That would be crazy, low-key.
My K-Dot fans, y'all better show up. My Drake fans, yo, show up.
Hold on, wait. We might need security if they even put these motherfuckers in the same place.
no
Let's
bullshit.
do something tame.
Fucking ODOs. They ready to fight out there? Fucking K-Bot. Riding in my GNX with Anita Baker in the tape deck. It's going to be that sweet.
No, let me start getting to the... bro, if I could have my setup there...
Woo!
Hey, fuck a pound, G.
Maybe on that side, I want to see y'all get done.
Bro, we could have the light. Imagine we had lighting and stuff. Come on, bro. We had that class we took in film school.
Nah,
for a
yeah. Me and Terrell
But come
could
on.
definitely do that. And
We
it
literally-
wouldn't be Swiss beat Timberland. Sorry, no shade. Maybe we have to bring Swiss and Timbo in on that. But look,
Hell
follow the
no.
innovators, not the imitators. Smack.
Y'all shit died. Versus is done. That was for the pandemic. It was fun for that, but this is a whole nother thing. It's been alive a lot longer.
This past week, the Shrek 5 teaser dropped. It was only about a minute long. Shrek, Donkey, Fiona, even Pinocchio, and then, of course, a brand new addition, Zendaya, their daughter, who's now like 18. It was so dope to, hear the music and, you know what I'm saying, see the characters come back on screen. But when we did that, the characters definitely looked a little bit different than they did, of course, when we first saw them in what, Terrell? 2000, 2002.
Probably, yeah.
Something like that.
Very early.
Of course, Shrek and Fiona are a lot older now, so their images have changed a little bit. And some people made a big deal about it. Some people didn't. Terrell, what did you think? I mean, did you think that Shrek looked so different? Or what was your thoughts on the trailer, period?
First, I'll say this big shout out to everybody that saw Terrance watch this on the overnight scenario, Realist 9, every Saturday night, 10 o'clock. But for me, I looked at it like, I don't think Shrek should get older. Like, I feel like it's ridiculous a little bit that we're 30 and we're talking about this because I feel like that is just where for me, what I've taken from the Shrek conversation, and I tweeted immediately and was like, he look a little different. But I just figure, it might be a new animation studio. It might be, I don't know how they made this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's still DreamWorks, even though it's y'all cash cow right here. It should still be, you know what I'm saying? You should have no issue getting funding for a Shrek film or should have to switch up the animation. But he has a design that people didn't love.
Yeah.
So for me, bro,
People talk about...
feel like...
Sorry.
I'll say this. Shrek is still for kids. Or is it? And that is where I have a problem. Because Sesame Street never changed the recipe to appease adults. They changed the recipe to make children more aware of today. Which is why, like, a lot of people, it was a tweet, I forget the brother is always going viral, but he had said something like, I don't like when movies add phones and stuff and FaceTime and selfies and stuff in movies and animated films because it takes me out of their world a little bit. While I agree with that, films have a responsibility, especially when they're children's films, with staying kind of like current, especially if you're trying to connect kids to kids in the film, unfortunately, you may have to have some type of phone or tablet because that's what they're familiar with.
100%.
So,
and look, the magic of animated movies was making kids believe that there was magic within their real life. It's the reason why A Bug's Life, they're going around like you would see actual things from our world, or Toy Story where they were mini, but like they still lived within our world. So.
And that's how our world was back then. Because think about how you looked at Toy Story back then. You didn't think, oh, it's crazy they don't have any phones or anything in this movie. It just looked like you were looking at an animated version of our world.
Now, yeah, even at the point where he had to use a phone, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They were using the technology. So, like, if they going to do it now, you're right. They have to keep up with
And they
the
do.
times. I was going to say that was the one thing
Oh,
about
hold on, wait.
the-
I had one more thing to say
Okay, go ahead.
before you jump in. Even on Elmo, like Elmo's World, I only know because Crew watch and love Elmo now, but Elmo has that smartphone. I forget her name.
He
and
don't
they
like
be like,
her.
we gotta look it up. No, he don't like that rock.
He don't like the rock.
But the phone pop up, and then basically they try and teach kids that these phones are made to look things up, so we can look it up that way. So that's why I don't mind like the Shrek selfies and stuff that people had an issue with. Like some of the people are like, I don't really like that. I don't really mind the animation change, but I also feel like you shouldn't change it because it should still be for kids. I don't think Shrek should get older. I don't think Shrek should be 20 years older because then I feel like you're doing a nostalgia thing. And you should not do that for the children's movie. Or you got to do it tastefully like Toy Story did where Barbie and Ken are in the new Toy Story, but it's not so overtly we just did this to get parents. Like they have significant roles in the film. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like it should be that way. And I don't like the animation change, but I feel like if the change is only coming from adults, then they just leave that motherfucker how it is.
I agree. What do you think the plot is going to be about? I mean, considering the models look different, there was a girl who was talking about really what it is Shrek's eyes are closer. Because before, Shrek's eyes were kind of like wider.
Mm-hmm.
Now his eyes are closer. He used to be way more defined. Now he's a lot more softer. And they said that really changed the way that you view him. Because he's like now animation is so soft. And,
Well, he's less threatening.
Yeah.
He looks less scary, I would say.
Yeah. He looks less like a ogre, less ditzy. I always use that word ditzy.
I don't know.
Less like goofy looking. Like, you know what I'm saying? He looks more human-like.
I don't know what the plot going to be, but I think, what are you going to do? Because it's still for kids.
One thing that scares me about the mirror part, where there's a Shrek with the thing on, and he's like, who made these, right? I hope that y'all aren't going to do that Shrek and Fiona are millennial parents and they're older and they have, or they're boomer parents or like they're older parents and we just can't keep up with these kids and the kids have to remind us that we were once young. Shrek was never a movie where we got to enjoy Shrek being youthful. He's always been an old ass.
I'm an older guy on the swamp. I don't want nobody to bother me.
Yeah. Even through the third joint, like, he loves his lady, his family. He'd do whatever for him, but like, I don't know. That's my thing. I feel like the cheap plot is the Zendaya character coming in and being a wildcast and, you know, the everything, everywhere, all at once story of not being able to keep up with your youthful child until you tap into their youth. And, oh, she wants to do this mud swamp thing and I want her to go to college. And then you finally support her with the mud swamp thing. I don't want to watch it. I'd rather watch Shrek knows more about technology. Shrek is more tapped in. Or Fiona's tapped in, but Shrek's maybe not. Like, I don't really want to watch the same bullshit story that we get when they do the movie where our favorite character turns into a parent.
Yeah, and you know what?
I don't want to see it.
I don't think they're going to lean too heavy into like the tech side because you got Toy Story on your back. Where the fifth film is getting ready to be, or fifth or sixth, I forget which one they are on now. But it's getting ready to be toys versus, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is how you do it.
What they should do.
But with Shrek them shouldn't do that. Shrek, I want to see a new threat. I want to see something threaten Shrek and them family where they got to defend themselves.
You know what I feel like?
And it don't have to be like a person. It could be like a new, like, oh yeah, we're doing construction and this whole swamp is gone.
Guess what?
Hold up, you know?
Shrek, you don't bring Zendaya on a movie. I'm Zendaya. I'm the youngest to ever win 2 Emmys.
Tell everybody that's seen Dune 1 that.
Look, it don't matter.
Plastered her ass all over
Terrell.
the poster just for her to
Even
be in
challengers, even
13
challengers.
minutes of the whole damn 3 hours.
She was in most of Challengers, but I just kind of felt like she was like a little trophy wife in Challenger. She was just like, yo, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about you. But look, you don't bring Zendaya to your movie and use her for a little bit. You use her a lot. So I think a good opportunity for them with the plot is, what is something that's always in every single Shrek? Real people.
Yes.
I think it'd be dope if maybe the Zendaya character is like her mom in a way, where she finds the ogre part of her to not be attractive, like her father found in her mom. What if she wants to be like how her mom was young, so much so that she finds a way to do it? And who is this beautiful ass girl? And oh my God, that's our daughter. How do we get her and convince her that she is beautiful as an ogre? How do we show her the layers that we talked about in the first one? There we go. That's cooking with grease.
And that is still teaching kids that may not even know anything about Shrek.
That you really
about
beautiful.
learning
Yeah.
to love yourself
Come on,
and
man.
who you are. Yeah,
Come on.
that'd be nice.
Hey, look.
Now, what if that's the plot and we just did all of this for no reason? Because that's what we decided. I'm glad you guys said that because that is exactly what we had in mind.
But you know what? I would feel good if y'all doing that. I would feel worse if it's just a father struggling with his
Yes, I don't want that.
daughter as an ogre.
Yeah.
Fuck that. But I do think if they could play with Zendaya, that piece, yo, Dad, I don't really want to be an ogre. I don't
you know
think
what?
being an ogre is cool like you do. You lucky Fiona was a weird motherfucker in that castle because she came out the castle blowing up frogs and eating spider webs. You lucky. She was an ogre.
Yeah, but you see.
I mean, also your daughter was raised to be an ogre, but she never got that other side of her. You know, daughters like
yeah, you never know what they done kept from this point. You know what I'm saying?
You-
And
why
then
did you make me-
and then you still get Donkey, you still get Eddie Murphy.
You still get Eddie
But
Murphy.
you see, they get those, so I can't wait to see how it's gonna come out. We're not gonna bleed it too much, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know why that took over the TO the way it did, but hey, I mean, I guess we gotta wait and see. Shrek, what is this? The 5th one that's coming out?
This is the 5th one.
The 5th Shrek. My whole damn life, 30 years.
So, another thing that I also talked about very shortly, but not really on the overnight scenario, was LeBron James' comments about the NBA and the potential of it having a new face of the league. And his comments went viral because he said, why would anybody want to be the face of the league when all the people that cover the league and the game we play just shit on everybody? Of course, some of the media analysts like Stephen A. Smith, primarily Stephen A. Smith, had a problem with what he said. Some people understood what he said. But in the grand scheme of what he said about the face of the league, I'll read the tweets that he wrote, and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
You want to read?
No, I actually have never heard these tweets. So this is going to be my first time hearing what Bron said. I never got even a chance to read this. I saw the first one, skimmed it a little bit, but didn't really get a chance to see the other ones.
This is after Stephen A. went on his show and talked about how LeBron James didn't even do this for the All-Stars.
I saw that.
So he got this to say. He didn't really like it. LeBron James comes back and says, exactly, made my point. But anyways, happy this convo has started. It ain't about the face of the game, and it ain't about one person or one show. It's about the culture of basketball. The most beautiful game in the world. Our game has never been better. Incredible young stars from all over the world and some older ones. He put the laughing faces, because him. Steph Curry should be all we talking about today, because Steph had 56. Let's discuss how great OKC and the Cavs have been this season with two completely different styles and break down why and how they have. Even if that can be discussed in a way that's not to bring finality to that player's game, but to leave room to see how that player responds. And let's watch the journey of that player, basically. Lastly, he says, this ain't about me either. At this point, I don't really care what's said about me. It's always something.
I think just media period in a post-pandemic Twitter era is just everything is negative everywhere. Every industry, everywhere. It's just so negative. And I do understand the sports players feeling that change. You know what I'm saying? Feeling like, okay, this shit turning into whoever has the edgier take is going to get better ratings. And I told you what, like, just going back to the beginning of the pod, we were talking about how they starting to make, like, more news of certain flight stuff because they know it'll get people talking. The reality that we have is the fact that people, the same way people used to fight for ratings on TV, we're going to do whatever we can to get people to tune in. I feel like people kind of do that now for ratings, and now it's at the expense of the player sometimes because, fuck it, they're millionaires. They signed up to be critiqued, so they should be critiqued, but the critique's starting to get a little too far. I feel like Bron is the face of the league. Like you said, like what Terrance said in the overnight scenario, I agree with pretty much what he said about how LeBron was the face of the league. You the face of the league and been the face of the league, so you know what it's like to get shit on. So I don't know who I would want to say is the face of the league of this because who would really want it?
And you're seeing people, like he said, he started the video, he was like, Ant already said he don't want that shit. Like, he don't want nothing to do with it. You could tell Bron really feel a way about that. And like, you know how you know you the one that need to talk about it? You could clearly see in that, if y'all go watch the interview, you could clearly see Bron. I say in an overnight scenario, you can see on his face, I'm going to just say this shit. I'm going to say it. Because the media never been afraid of me. The media never gave me a fair shade, in the words of Floyd. I think the most important thing he said was a tweet where he talked about how instead of us trying to bring finality and say, oh, he's not this, he won't ever be this, we should just say he struggles like this as a player.
Nah,
That way, the player can say, okay, instead of them saying, he'll never be Jordan for Chicago, you know that. You a bull. You know you never going to be Jordan. And to see that, that's just putting you down. That's not helping you. But if they say, yo, he needs to work on his mid-range. He needs to work on this part of his game. I think that's what LeBron is saying, where you give the player the opportunity to have a journey. They said this about me early in my career, and then I beat that. Instead of them saying, Zion's going to be the next LeBron, and now that he's not, y'all just don't, the media could just...
But my question to you, Bron, is you rode the wave of the good stuff they say. You know? Because think about Zion being told, this kid right here about to be the next LeBron. He rode that shit into the NBA.
And you got deals,
and then
you took care of your family with it. Yeah.
You was big shit, popping. When shit don't go to, when people feel like you a liability or people feel like you're not performing up to what they expect. And I just seen Zion was going crazy the other night, so this isn't directly about Zion. But yeah, you'll start to get the harsh shit from people that were expecting what you rode into the NBA on to happen. If that don't happen, then you do got to deal with that. And Bron got to deal with that. When Bron came in, you rode... I just feel like there are going to be certain people that may look at it like, I'm not going to say it's the game getting softer, but like what you were saying on Overnight Scenario about like people that cover the game that never played and how they differ from former players. But some of these former players are very harsh.
They are.
Look at like Shady McCoy. I love Shady.
Yeah.
But Shady will be like, Trevor Lawrence is trash.
Even Gilbert Arenas, who's up there with LeBron on that clip.
And so you up there as a 2-time Super Bowl. You got 2
Steven.
rings. You the Eagles Ring of Fame, and you're calling me trash. That's a lot. That's feel like, damn. That's why I feel like entertainment, period, is being critiqued that way now.
Mm-hmm.
Way more harsh. And I feel like it all comes from how we've kind of adapted to stuff from Twitter. But
you do have situations where you got analysts that say stuff like, he'll never play in this league.
yeah, he'll never be this. And you think
He'll never be good enough for this. And it's like, not if he's going to be good enough for this, these are what he has to do.
And my argument to LeBron would be a part of your journey is the fact that they said this about you. They said you was never going to make it. They told Lamar Jackson he was supposed to be a running back or a wide receiver. They said he wasn't quarterbacky enough. All of that shit don't matter when you start breaking. And all of that shit does matter when you start breaking records, but it's a part of your journey. So I feel like it just kind of comes with the sport. With that said,
the face of the league is going to get shit on LeBron.
No, but I was getting ready to say, with that said, you can't blame LeBron or whoever is the face of the league for feeling like nobody should want this spot, because it really ain't about it, because Bron's not wrong. It really don't be about just the game no more. Now it be feeling personal. Now it's like people just starting to shit on players.
Yeah.
And one thing I disagree with you about on the overnight scenario is you kind of, I feel like you kind of gave former players a pass, you know. But there's a lot of people that have an issue with some of the stuff. Even though as much as we love that TNT crew, there's a lot of people that be having an issue with Shaq say about their favorite player. A lot of people that don't like Charles Barkley.
I hate Charles Barkley, and you can see the bias coming from them. They played the game.
But would you agree that I can say the same thing about?
I just feel like the Skip Bayless and the Stephen A. Smiths, y'all didn't even play the game to have a rhyme or reason for why y'all have certain hate in your heart for certain players, and that's what makes it look more personal.
Nah, yeah. And Stephen A. did clap back quick as fuck, already talking shit,
Steph
proving his
scores
point.
56, and you want to start, Steph Stevens scores 56, but I hate that I got to start with LeBron's comments. Why? Because it's about you?
Nah, yeah.
Anyway, I personally feel like some of these analysts get success with the analyst job or like, you know, you have a successful podcast. Me and Terrell touch a crazy deal on this podcast. I can't start talking to a football nigga. I can't start talking down to a football player because we make the same money. And I think Stephen A. making football money. I'm making more money than certain NBA players, so I could say he's garbage. You're still an analyst. But they paying you like a player, so you got nuts like a player.
And the antics that you bring drive ratings.
The antics that you bring drive ratings.
So if we're the industry, we're going to invest in that.
It's a big machine.
It's a reason why it's gotten to the point, and we're not really going to talk about it, but it's a reason we've gotten to the point where somebody could get on stage and say what Conan O'Brien said about the Drizzy shit while just saying, this is the part where Kendrick is going to call him a pedophile. It just goes to show how the filters that we used to have, like, whoa, you can't say that, whoa.
Yeah, whoa.
Now, stuff is just, you know?
Yeah, the world does have a lot less of the filter.
It's because antics and controversy drive ratings.
Yeah.
So when you talk about a Stephen A., and when you talk about these former players and how they're giving these more edgier takes, then you look at the young crowd. The young crowd is rough. It's a reason why I fuck with my guys Pick a Side podcast, because when I found them, I was like, these niggas, they know what they talking about, and they just go in on whoever.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's straight knowledge.
And it's
not personal.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's I just don't like him because of his games.
And
it always goes back to games.
Yeah, and sometimes, like, you're never going to be able to remove fan bias. Same way Shady is an Eagles fan.
Same way you're a Broncos fan, I'm a
exactly.
Commanders fan, yeah.
You're never going to lose that, but I think the seats that they sit in should come with a little bit more integrity and let everybody else do that, which I think it should be LeBron's overarching point. Like, y'all shouldn't be the one shitting everybody. We got enough motherfuckers on Twitter to deal with shitting on people. You would think the people that cover the game wouldn't be so involved in the mess. You know what I didn't like, bro? I ain't like seeing Stephen A. say R.I.P. Centel. Everybody know NBA Centel went down this weekend, and everybody knows that NBA Centel has low-key, high-key, been instrumental in helping people, like, fight misinformation on the TL. Because if you get Centel, it just goes to show Centel exists so you can focus more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you can really make...
this not real, and you just fell for it. I've gotten Centel a few times.
I gotten Centel a couple times, too.
But my thing about Stephen A., and I want to know what you thought about this, because maybe I might just be tripping. I just don't like when the lines cross between the real league and, like, real accounts, and you had, like, basketball accounts, the Pistons page, the Grizzlies page saying, welcome back, Centel. This nigga tweet misinformation about y'all league. I feel like everybody else can welcome them back, but not y'all.
Yeah. You're 100% right. And I think I've said it before. The internet used to be based around the world. It used to be come on the internet and see the world from your couch.
Uh-huh.
Come and surf the web. Come see the world.
Yeah.
These days, the world is a reflection of the internet. We're no longer surfing the web. We are the web, and the world surfs us. That's why all these businesses...
You want some...
This is real shit, Terrell. All these businesses are waiting to see what's the next trending thing. Even the Stephen A. Smith ESPN. Steph scores 56 points. He is a legend. There's nothing else that happens that night except what? What's the only other thing trending beside that? LeBron James and what he said about the media. And guess what? I guess because y'all think that y'all are media, you have to lead with
you got to run with
trending.
The story. You got to take the story
because like you said, it's getting ratings. And what's going to get rating? How do you garnish what's getting ratings? What's going on in the world? Steph Curry, 56 points. Because that's what we all wanted to wake up and see. What's trending? Let's go to the internet. Okay, so then it's Bron. Let's put that. They're no different than what me and Terrell do for the podcast. And I'm telling you, the world is a big-ass reflection of the internet now. And the dangerous part is the fact that, like you said, everybody's got a phone, everybody's got an opinion, every analyst is whatever, and nobody is shy about their opinion. Fuck him. Fuck him.
And you know what it is, too? You got people like me who's a regular person that can have a tweet go viral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, you don't even got to be Stephen A. for real. If enough people on Twitter have the same like point of view, and that like point of view goes viral, that's used as like data. That's like data. Oh, people not fucking with it, y'all. How you know? Look on Twitter and you'll see they're talking about. That's the power that people don't put into social media. That's why we was last week when I told you, the nigga you meet that say, oh yeah, I don't do none of that. I don't have any socials. I just, I read, watch a little TV. That's weirder than that. That's like not weird. That's like wow, like you living life with no social media. You don't even see none of it. How do you even get news? I turn on the news. You be like, oh, okay, you that type nigga. Dope, but you're not common.
Yeah.
There's everybody else that just get on Twitter or will just,
Yeah.
Twitter is not just social media. It's not just social media no more, bro. Now this shit is like a actual functioning part of our system. Look at this motherfucker Elon.
It definitely has become a lot bigger. And, just to tail off the Bron face of the league convos, I think there should always be, and there always will be, a face of the league, whether that face likes it or not.
Yeah.
I think if you asked LeBron maybe 10, 12 years ago if he wanted to be the face, he'd say, nah, somebody else got it, because I already went through a couple years of this, and I'm not cool with it.
Yeah.
So I think, like we saw with the dunk contest, like we've seen with a lot of things with these NBA players just kind of stop giving a fuck about, the youth watched y'all. They're not going to go to the All-Star game at all. They're not going to think about doing anything at all if they saw y'all even hesitate.
Yeah.
Now, we definitely not doing it. If crew see you hesitate to jump in the water, but you jumped, I'm not going to jump in.
Yeah, because
I saw you hesitate, and I was already scared before.
that is it.
So, like, they needed y'all confidence, Bron and them for the dunk contest to keep some of that going. So, I guess the flip side of that is where the media's point is. Because, Stephen A's point ain't really frozen. It is kind of the fact that, a lot of people come up here and talk about y'all, and you make money off of being talked about. And if we didn't talk about you, you wouldn't be as known. So you complain, wow, the face of the league just gets shit on, but the face of the league is heavy head, where's the crown?
That's why I was saying in the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, yo, you be on the receiving end of all of the good they say, too, that come with that bad.
I saw this dude who was like, Kobe would not like what LeBron said.
And I would say this, Terrance, just to wrap that, Bron, this could also be looked at like what Stephen A. and them was saying about how you don't influence people to participate in in certain aspects of the game, like the dunk contest. You saying fuck All-Star Weekend was like the last nail in the coffin of nobody give a fuck about this no more because you didn't participate.
You didn't
and
even
now
play,
you're
and then-
telling people that they should be the face of the league. So to somebody like a Stephen A., I can see how he probably would be like, first he's influencing people not to do the dunk contest after promising. And now
Then
he's
you
telling
come to-
people that they don't have to be the face of the league because people talk trash. I think that's ridiculous. I can see why the nigga would think like that.
And did he prove Bron's point? Yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Stephen A. didn't have a point also.
Yes.
So, hey, there's always room for improvement in situations like that. Like Bron said, the conversation being had is a good one.
Yeah.
Regardless. Because I think, like with the Adrien Brody situation, it's just going to make everybody polish up.
Yeah.
Terrell, I do have a course of action for you before we get out of here.
All right, bet. Let's get it. Let me just turn that real quick.
So, crew, Terrell has a son. If you don't know, you're crazy.
No, we might have some first time folks.
But how did you get here and you didn't see Terrell talk about his son in the beginning? But I get
okay.
it. Terrell has a son. So the course of action is this, Brody. Crew has a girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got social media. You're going to be an older guy. Crew's girlfriend's going to have a Twitter or social media. That's without being said. Crew is dating this girl, and he's in his early teens, right? And he's like, yo, Pops, let me get a 100 spot. I want to take out Brittany. Let's say her name is Brittany. Yo, let me get a 100 spot. I'm going to take her out, right? And you say, all right, bet. I'm going to slide him 100, whatever. Then he's asking you for money again, right? Yo, I'm going to just, let me get him 100 so I can do this. Let me get 100 so I can do that. He keep asking for money, right? And you figure, whatever, he a young man. He's trying to impress this girl. I'm going to have to humble him. You come across her Instagram or her Twitter, right? And you see that the content that she posts is stuff like, Why do this when a man's gonna pay for it? Why do this when my man will pay for it? Or so-and-so,
How old is Crew?
My man will pay for it. And Crew is in his teens. He's 18. He's old enough to have to ask you for money. Think about it. Your pockets are getting hit by Crew, and you get online and see that his girl obviously is chatting like, oh, when a man with money, don't talk to her unless you got a man with money. I'd say, what is your course of action? Because guess what's coming around the corner, Terrell, not after you seen that? Crew saying again, yo, Pops, you think I could get
that
a
would never,
150
that,
spot?
this would never happen to me.
And what if you, okay, so what you gonna go and tell him? You would tell
This
him.
what happened to me because I'm gonna teach Crew before he even get to the point where he could ask me for money.
What if he say,
About situations like this? Terrance, you never been that guy, and it's a reason you never been this guy.
But what
you
if
never
he-
been the guy that's been just trying to like,
there's been a trick?
trying to get any money to give to this chick because you was raised by a man, bro.
I feel you.
You was raised by a man that love a woman the right way.
Okay, so this what you doing
So
with the
for
course,
me-
this what you doing with course of action right now,
Okay,
Terrell.
okay. Well, let me just say this.
You playing
I
the...
also hope by the time Crew 18, that mean I'll be what, Terrance? 48? Fuck.
old nigga.
No, hold on, wait, maybe not.
Mhm.
30.
My
Yes.
son yeah.
We be high 40s. Hopefully, I don't know what the fuck Shorty tweeting that you're dating.
Terrell, you went on
Just
there
bring
and
her
look.
over for dinner. Hey, good to see you.
Terrell trying to Terrell's ducking the course of action. You're
Terrance,
playing the, I raised
Oh,
him
okay,
better
Terrance,
than
I would
that.
cut the money. I'm cutting that money, and Crew would have to learn.
So you would cut the money.
yes, we not about to fill this motherfucker pockets up.
So
for
I
the
will
wrong
tell you
reason.
this. What if he said, I knew I was asking you for a lot, but I actually really liked her. And I don't have a job or enough money to keep this relationship.
That's a lesson for a man.
Mm-hmm. That's
There's-
really why I was asking you, because when you think about
we
it,
worked up to it.
that's what he doing, bro. He
And
like
I
a
know-
girl. He not a trick. I don't
yeah.
think Crew would be a trick. It's just sometimes you are tricking on a girl and you don't even realize it until the money's spent.
Because sometimes it's not money. Sometimes she asks you for half your cookie that you got or candy bar.
That's what I'm saying.
You ever
Or-
seen the shy dude that they take y'all remember fellas in school? It was the guy that wasn't
I
that
just said
cool.
some real shit. Go ahead.
You did just say some real shit.
Go ahead.
You remember that it was the guy in school that wasn't that cool. That
100.
the popular girls.
It's
They would use that. They would use that influence if that nigga came to school with McDonald's. Do you remember that?
100%.
The
100%.
person that's not that cool come to the lunchroom with McDonald's. Now all of a sudden it's,
Or
hey, let me get a fry.
It's F him every day, but when we do the math quiz, you going over,
y'all
excuse
wanna
me, Nathan, can I copy your paper? And he like,
Uh-huh.
and we go
We
over
see-
to Nate and we say, you don't gotta let him do that. You don't gotta let her do that. Fuck her. Me and Jason used to do that. Fuck her. When we were seniors, we was on that. But look, long story less long. What was we at?
Because we were talking about the fact that sometimes you might be tricking off and don't even know it. Like sometimes you could be getting tricked.
And Crew could be in his adolescence.
No, he could. I'm not gonna act like he's not gonna have things that I hope wouldn't happen.
Cause y'all see how Terrell said, oh, Crew gonna know. That's where he gonna probably learn that lesson, bro. Cause how you gonna teach a young Crew not to trick off? You learn not to be a trick when you in your
dad
teens.
don't trick on mama. Dad not
Dada
tricking.
is a trick for mama.
No, he not.
Terrell.
Don't forget, Terrance.
Dada is a trick for mama, but she got a ring. I get it.
But
he's supposed to
yeah,
be.
because he's gonna see two sides of a
He gon-
relationship. You're not seeing your father just wine and dine chicks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You seeing it's different when your father invests in your mom too. Like it's your mother.
Yeah. I think I might have a chance in the choice.
That'd be perfect for us to end.
Chance in a choice. Sometimes in life you get a chance in a choice. A man
you
gets
do.
a chance in a choice. And what a man chooses to do with his chance,
Chance.
that's the nigga's choice. What you talking about? Hey, look. You either could be a goldfish dropped in a fish tank with a bigger fish,
I'm dead. So
or
I could be
a
dead.
hamster dropped in a tank with a snake.
I'd rather be the fish. That snake gonna bite you, wrap you up, suffocate the shit out of you. At least as the fish, bro. You
Right,
have no
nobody
idea.
used
You probably be getting the same videos I've been getting on my For You page where it's a big ass fish in a tank. They drop the fish in. The big ass fish go eat the fish. I feel like your life over so quick. Fuck it. And
Okay, yeah, but what about the fish that, they take chunks off?
yeah, bro. Even that I would take over the snake. Them snakes be biting them mice. They be screaming.
Think about it. The snake is gonna bite you, put venom in you that's gonna paralyze you and then suffocate you, and basically like, look, then I die.
Terrance, it ain't that.
So would you rather me right now in life, right? You're not a hamster and you're not whatever the other thing was. Would you rather get suffocated and crushed or have a nigga
Take bites of
take
you.
bites out of you?
If I'm a human, of course, Terrance, I would probably do the other. But
See?
as a fish, I don't think fish feel pain like we do.
The snake gonna get me, choke me out, and low key, I'ma just be out. You know how a nigga get behind you and, go to sleep, nigga.
No, you know what?
Low key?
When you watched, if you ever see like how sometimes like a lion or a cheetah or whatever, sometimes they get the animal by the neck, that animal be gone quick.
Yeah, the animal's done.
Yeah, that's it. I might choose
Fish,
that.
did you see that fish that was being skinned by that bear? That joint was still alive.
If you haven't seen that,
You
search the
look
video.
like
Like that fish, boy, salmon face ass
Terrell, what
boy.
do you
How
look
you look like
like?
a real salmon boy?
You look like a
Trout
nigga named
mouth,
Roscoe.
boy.
Do y'all see how Terrell wears his hat? He wears his hat like he's a nigga that paints. You wear that hat like,
This is my I didn't cut my hair joint.
I love this beanie. But the way the nigga wears it, he wears it like even a garbage man that paints. You
Nah,
see, I
yeah,
paint
you-
trash. You know, I love my job. I love both my jobs.
You got a Quincy McCall fit on, boy. You look like your father. You see how people take the route they take? You look like your father.
your father. Not good in basketball, nigga. Movie suggestion of the week is going to be Paradise. If you're not watching Paradise, it's coming on every week.
We're supposed to watch episode 7 tonight. Have y'all noticed that I tweeted about Paradise, put so many people on Paradise.
Come on, y'all.
I put so many people on Paradise, and then fellas, let me say this. I love the Fion to death, but like when you try to get on the same page watching stuff with your girl,
A-Train,
y'all just gonna fall behind a little bit.
I would have never caught up on Severance. I'm on the finale of season 1 Severance. I would have never caught up if I had to wait for A-Train. And that's no offense to her.
You need to watch that tonight and call me after. What the hell? You on the season finale and haven't watched that?
I haven't watched
from
it.
pushing play on the best episode of the show of all time.
Look, because low key, you have to sit and watch Severance.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot watch Severance and say, I'm going to pay this bill while watching Severance. Fuck.
Yes, you do, Terrance. You know why? Because Terrance, season 2, Severance do shit like it be a motherfucker face right here for a second. Boom, boom.
And you're
And it's like, did you see that her face just popped up?
and bro, what I'm going through in season 1, I'm like, you know what's funny? Me and A-Train was going through this with Paradise too. We watching the recap like, when the fuck did he shoot him? Let's go back to the last episode. Now
Oh, Terrance,
we
y'all the
skipping
worst.
through the last one. Bro, because look, Paradise was starting to get long and we was falling asleep on that joint.
And Terrance, for some, I don't know, maybe because y'all got a young baby, right? Y'all more
Yeah, it
tired.
is.
Y'all more tired than most.
Well, actually, let me not put that on A-Train. Remember I told you. Y'all, I have to say this. Watching Paradise with A-Train has been hell. It's really me that's been falling asleep, right?
yeah.
I wake up, like, y'all know how in a movie your eyes, like, blink. And, like, in the movie, the eyes blink, but there's the other person.
Yeah.
Like, I wake up and, like, A-Train's like this. You really just missed what she said to him? That's very pivotal. I'm going to go back. And I'm like, oh, shit.
Stop
let
it.
me-
Just turn it off.
At a certain point, bro, I'm like, I'm pissing you off.
Gigi can lay a certain way, and I'll be like,
She gone.
I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
You about to be asleep.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and put it on. I'm gonna watch. You watching over the shoulder like this, you're gonna be asleep.
Wow,
Come
me and
on.
Gigi are low-key the same, and you and A-Train are very, very much alike.
But I can't lie. I be falling asleep. I be
And then
falling
look,
asleep.
one last thing before we go, another movie suggestion of the week. Start the journey with Terrell, District 9 for Villain Saga, man.
Hey, how about it?
Start the journey with him. That's what I was going to tell y'all. I did not tap in like I wanted to for Terrell's AOT journey. I think with Villain Saga, it's going to be different. I think I'm going to tap in with y'all, try to show up for some of the streams, get in the chats.
You need to
Watch.
watch with me,
And
bro.
watch.
Just watch my reactions when they drop, and then you can. That'll be dope for them. They'll be there fuck with it, cause you.
I might be able to show up for the next episode.
You might,
or
yeah,
two.
it could turn into a 2-man. Terry, don't start saying stuff like that, cause you know these motherfuckers eat stuff like
Well,
this.
this is what I'm
and
saying.
they will say,
I want to do my own journey, but I also want to make sure that I tap in with what bro's doing, because towards the end of the AOT, I start feeling like, why did I not,
you know what they gonna say? You need to just watch that, bro.
You need to just watch AOT. That's what they niggas told me that, hey, Terrance, if you want to do AOT, we would go over
They will run it right back with you. But 100% tap in with me over there, y'all, on the Patreon. Tap in with Terrance this Saturday for the overnight scenario.
100.
And we got more stuff coming, y'all. I know people probably feel like we don't fuck with J. Cole no more because we didn't do the 10th anniversary tracks. And we didn't listen to Clouds. Do you know I still have not heard Clouds to this day in the name of goddamn content? Why do y'all think I haven't talked about this Big 3 shit and the J. Cole shit except outside of one tweet that I had?
We're going to make that shit happen.
Still haven't heard it, but in the name of content, that's why. At least we ain't sitting over here saying, hey, that J. Cole was fire.
Yeah, that J. Cole, we love that. Nah, we haven't heard it.
If we haven't posted for it, sometimes we just haven't heard it yet.
Everybody stay safe, man. The weather is starting to peak. We getting hot days and cold days out in the East Coast, so just try to keep your wits and your greens in.
Man, that's right. We getting our diet together. We in the gym all 2025, man.
Come on.
Next time.